Salute, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2A, in accordance with board policy number 1.400, the board shall hold special meetings as necessary to transact the business of the board. Only business related to the call of the meeting and details related to agenda items shall be discussed or transacted by the board at a special meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Mr. Stanley?
Item 2B, the finance department opened bids and was sent to the board for your consideration. Asbestos management and environmental solutions for asbestos removal in Huntsville Elementary School. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, can I speak?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Shannon, from looking at this is asbestos removal from Huntsville Elementary, is that right?
Yes, portions of the floor that is going to be removed has asbestos substance under it.
And this is the bid that we're gonna stick with that's here?
This is a company that we've been working with for many years. Harry Gilman does our asbestos management for the school district. So they were the low bid
They were
for
low
this
bid.
project. Yes.
Do we have any other schools in this district? I mean, I think Robbins has got some asbestos. We've got asbestos at Birchfield. We've got it at Scott High. What are we gonna do toward those schools?
The asbestos management program that we've got, we have it inspected every year. If there's any places where it's exposed in any way, we go in and repair it. But, you know, obviously, as projects come available, the board or Mr. Hall suggests that we remove any of those. We'll go through with those projects as well and replace them with whatever type of flooring.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Vote on roll call.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Brings us to item 2C. The finance department opened bids and were sent to the board for your consideration. The Crane Construction, for the playroom construction at Huntsville Elementary School in the amount of $2,168,738.
With the two addendums.
With two additions or addendums, wood athletic flooring and gymnastic equipment. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Well,
I want to mention something before you vote, is that if the board, depending on what the board does, and of course your agenda allows for any related items to any item. There has been discussion between the board and the county commission about funding it
Yes.
through rural debt.
Yes.
As part of this, and it's up to whoever made the motion in the second, to add to this, depending on what you vote on. There's two items here. There is the construction of the playroom, and then there's alternate items. Depending on what you do, I would suggest that this be added to the resolution. Contingent upon and requesting that the Scott County government fund the project approved through Rural Capital Fund numbered 177.
Yes.
Right now, there's, according to Ms. Stevens, I talked to her today, currently budgeted 1.4 million.
Yes. That has been approved. This
Has
project.
been approved.
Yes.
Of course, the next budget has not been approved. And that, right now, is budgeted for 800,000. So, I would ask that the board consider adding that to this resolution, if that's what they want to do.
I make that motion.
Okay. Who made the motion to?
Chris made the motion.
Okay, who made the second?
Second.
Okay, are you okay with
No,
amending
Angie.
that?
Angie, I'm
Angie
sorry,
made the
Angie,
motion.
I made the motion.
you made the
I
motion,
thought.
you made the second? I'm sorry, I can't.
Sam did the second.
Angie was the
Yeah,
second.
you made the motion.
Yes.
And if you're okay with that, I'll add that, and if this body approves that, I'll send that to the Board of Education.
You made the motion.
Okay, let me understand, Mr. Beatty. They've got 1.435,386, right? In the rural project right now.
I think that's probably exactly.
So
yes.
we're gonna ask that the March 2026, 800,000 plus is gonna be added to that? Is that what you're saying?
It depends on whether you approve all of these items. You're asking the county commission to fund 1.4 million through Rural Debt Capital Fund number 177.
Ms. King, is your motion for the 2,337,000? I would ask this board that, that's what.
That's the
Yes.
entire amount.
Yes.
Yes.
Any more discussion?
Well, if we go with the rural project that's in there now, by the time the project is finished, would it not be, I mean, they're not gonna get it finished in 6 months, right? Would you say that?
No, it'll go
So
into
we
the
would
next
have
budget,
another
yes.
800,000, and since we
That
have
has been
permission-
budgeted, the budget has not been approved yet.
Right.
But it has been budgeted to put
It
in,
has
that's
been
what I was
budgeted,
asking.
yes.
Yes, okay. And that would just leave 102,000 for us to fund.
Which at that point, this board can make a decision as to whether to take that out of reserves or ask for other funding through the
Okay.
county commission.
All right, well, I've never been against this project. However, I do want us to do things in phases and make sure that we're not, that we spend taxpayers' money wisely, not frivolous, please. Okay, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Vote on roll call.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Mr. Shelton,
Aye.
Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox, Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy.
Aye.
Move on to item number 2D. The Finance Department opened bids and was sent to the board for your consideration. Premier Industrial Flooring, epoxy floor covering at Huntsville Elementary School, an amount of $34,820.50. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
There's two different parts to that. You can do part one, which was 34, or part two, which was everything, which is about
51.
right at 52,000.
Yeah.
So you just need to make sure that,
That gets put on.
yeah.
Yes,
the
absolutely.
right-
So what are we voting on?
Well, on the second part, it needs to be done. I mean, that was our suggestion. Correct, Mr. Shannon?
Yes, it is.
So leave it as is.
Well, we want to add
Can't
on.
leave it as is.
I'll make sure you get it put on to 51,000 and, somewhat, whatever the total was. That should have been put on.
This is out of reserve.
I don't know, that's a good question.
What's that?
Is it out of reserve?
This will come out of reserves, yes.
John, can we just change that?
Ms. Amanda's already budgeted for that to come out of the
I
reserves.
did talk with her about this, and I think the entire amount has been budgeted.
Yes.
So, the previous amendment in May had part of it, and then the rest of it will be on this next agenda item. It's on the amendment.
It's the next.
So, again, are we voting on the amount that appears on this agenda, or are we gonna, what are we doing here?
We need to vote on the total amount, it needs to be.
What is that, 51?
51,955.
And there is a part of the bid pack that was forwarded to you.
Right.
There is a contingent in that of a $1.50 per square foot fee if the need of moisture vapor barrier is to be installed. The bid specs called for a moisture meter to be used at different locations throughout the floor. And it will not be added unless it needs to be in order to get a good quality floor.
But that's something that we want, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So-
When they need.
So this 51,955, if that bid holds true, they go over, it's on them. Is that right?
No, if the $1.50 is incurred per square foot at whatever locations, it would be at our expense.
That's also been added in far as on the
Yeah,
amendment also.
it's been
That's it, bid
budgeted
on
for
the
worst
amendment?
case scenario.
Yes.
Okay.
That was, like you said, if that was needed and the floor was that bad.
Okay. So, Mr. Baby, what are we doing here? What are we
So we're
doing?
changing it to
51,955, yes.
955.
So we just write through that?
Yes.
Do we have to vote on that or not? Not?
Well, on total,
Has anybody made a motion?
We got a motion and a second.
yeah, we got a motion and a second.
All right, recognizing it's 51,955.
51,955, correct?
Yep. Okay, vote on roll call.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Item 2E, budget amendments. Pursuant to board policy number 2.201, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments as recommended by the Director of Schools. That would be the GP amendment number 11 and ISM amendment number 4. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Philcock, you have anything? Ms. Smith?
I'd just like to say I'm so excited about this playroom. A lot of people had really worked hard. I mean, I remember working over there and how bad it was. And I was always afraid somebody's gonna get hurt, and luckily they didn't. But I'm as excited as they are over it. It's that they've worked hard and everybody has tried to work together. And it's been difficult at times, but we've done it. So I'm excited about it.
Mr. Shelton?
I just want to thank all of you. I was sitting out there a year ago and we were fighting for this, so this is awesome. Thank the board, Ms. Kim. I know you shed a few tears over this, so I know everybody's extremely happy about this. Thank Mr. Hall for not giving up on it, and Mr. Chadwell and everything the county's doing, helping, being here tonight to answer any questions we may have had. But I'm just excited that, having 2 daughters, gonna have another one next month. I'm excited about what we're trying to do for all the children in our schools and with the, perception. And I would just say to anyone that's on the fence about where they want to send their kids to school, to choose us, because it's good enough for mine. I promise it's good enough for yours, so.
Ms. Kim?
Woohoo! I'm happy. Thank everybody for what all you do, the board and all of us.
Ms. Angie?
I'm sorry I stole your glory, but I was on this before you were. And, I was the first one to say no, but Donna called me, and when she said playroom to me, I was like, no. And then through her talking, when I realized it wasn't their playroom. Words were the problem. It was their gym. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And so from there, I chased Bill down and I said, no, we've got to do this. So I am as happy as you all are.
And again, I wasn't against the
No.
playroom. We just want to spend money wisely. But Mr. Hall,
Yes.
I was gonna ask you something. This playroom is not just Huntsville Elementary, is that right?
It will be used for Huntsville Elementary and their physical education, their
Okay.
activities, what they do.
Right?
But also, we're community, okay? And it'll be up to our principal, you know, if people from our community want to use our gym. I think, you know, now we have 2 gymnasiums, and I'm gonna use the word gymnasium, because that's what we're building. It's gonna seat 520, people. I do know that, we have a full, what's that? And bleach, yes. So we have a full court basketball. It can be used for AAU, it can be used at the middle school, once the work, reach out and say, hey, look, we'd like for our girls and boys, we're not staying at 7 o'clock in the afternoon. So we can get these kids home at a decent hour. I hope and pray to God we could communicate, do those things, and, without me having to intervene and say, guys, this is what we need to do. We got to, no, this is a community project, okay? Funded by our community. We said the same thing with the football field, and I hope the intention of what we do is to show this piece off and let people know what we have for our students and what we have for our community.
That was a good selling point, you know, for me, is because not, you know, Huntsville Elementary, but it's a good-sized gym. And if it can be utilized with other kids, that would be
Absolutely.
the greatest thing ever. So
Absolutely.
that was a selling point for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you all have been very patient. I
Yes.
appreciate that. All right, then,
11 years for me. I've been waiting 11 years since I've been on this board.
Yeah,
Exactly.
20 or
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Exactly.
Since our girls were there, yeah, probably 25 years.
And we're glad that Miss Kim, we made her happy. I'm really, you know, because she has fought hard. She has.
Think she about gave up hope the other
Yeah,
day.
she about gave up hope.
I looked at her and I said, no ma'am, you're wrong, it's gonna happen.
on the adjournment, vote by roll call.
Oh,
Ms. King,
aye.
Mr. Shelton,
Aye.
Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox, Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.